Greetings and welcome to you, hang on. Okay, just... Alright, just... Hang it, okay. Alright, it's not even supposed to make noise, really, it's just, hey, okay, it's... Alright, no, hold, hey, okay, wait, one second. Greetings and welcome to you, brave citizens of our new world. I'm Toronto's greatest supervillain and evil genius, Dr. Terawatt. This is our layout 3.1, and it's another Questions Thursday today. Indeed. Now this one's going to be a little bit shorter than normal because we're just going to quickly get through this before I gotta go to Con Bravo. We're gonna have ourselves a good time doing some panels. So what I gather from the giant robot discussion is that you should take the giant gun that you were going to give to the robot and put it on a weapons platform, such as a tank. Cheaper, easier to manufacture and repair, as well as having the advantage of not drawing the attention of every anti-vehicle weapon from as far as the next postal code. Here's the thing, Quad, it's not about necessarily effectiveness. I know that tanks make really good all-terrain vehicles. They were initially implemented to deal with trench warfare, and they're good for having a heavily armored thing to get from A to B, carries a big gun on the top. Even artillery is really great in some cases because you can roll it into a position and then shell something from really far away. Giant robots are designed not just as being able to get through every kind of terrain and carry large weapons and be armored vehicles, but it's also about the spectacle. It's also about the fact that their army has giant freaking robots, and your army doesn't. I have a question about one of your favorite topics. Revenge. Someone close to me lost their job due to taking days off because of their depression and anxiety. They're on medication and are doing tons better, but it wasn't fast enough for them. They could fight it, but who wants to go back to that? I find myself hating that company and their people every day, even though I interact with them on the daily. I work for them as well. What's the best way to make them feel the pain they're causing without hurting anyone and damaging my position with them? I mean, Medieval Massacre, that is really hard to get through because on one hand, I understand the need for diplomacy, like, smiling and shaking hands with people that you are not particularly fond of or that you do not agree with a lot of things that they're doing just for the sake of professionalism and keeping your job. Because at the end of the day, despite the fact that they very badly, removed your friend from their position due to mental health illness, at the end of the day, anything that you do to try and go against them could potentially lose you your job, and then you're going to be out of a job now. How are you going to pay your rent and buy your food, right? It's sort of the problem with capitalist structure like this is that it arrests a lot of people with financial anxiety and instability and stops people from being able to stand up for injustices in exactly this situation. They can find a better job at a better place. You could even find a better job at a better place. If you really want to go against them, find a different place to work. Once you've got that secured, get out, and then you can turn around and say, this is a thing that happened to my friend. Though you do have to be careful with that because it doesn't matter if what you're saying is true. If you say something about a company that is negative, that could be construed as slander, and then they could come after you for that legally as lost income due to the things you said, whatever. So just, be careful. It's one of the many things I'm looking to get rid of once I rule the world is just that whole corporate structure where they can just do that to people. I mean, devil's advocate though, on the other hand, it's a company. They want to pay their workers X amount of dollars, X amount of hours so that they can have them do a service for them. It's like a trade. They pay you, you do work. And if they have employees that can't work, doesn't matter what the reason is, doesn't matter if they're sick or they're battling mental illness or anything like that, if they can't work, then they don't want them. They want them to go away and do something else and be some other place so that they can have people that will live, breathe, and die for their company for the same amount of money as anybody else. What animal would you want as an adorable sidekick and you're taking over the world? Cyber otter, techno bunny, sloth you could wear as a backpack that gives you hugs? I mean, Rihanna, I really do like the idea of a sloth that I could wear as a backpack that gives me hugs. That does excite the crap out of me. But as it stands, I mean, I think if I, as a technological sort of companion to keep with me, if I could do such a thing, I would either have Eris in, a full Android platform or a sentient nanite cloud, because that can take all kinds of different forms, and I've got a soft spot for, swarm tech, Like a whole cloud of mechanical bees or something. Who is your favorite Disney prince, Disney princess, Disney villain? Please take my mind off of the live-action Jafar. I'm still mad. Yeah, he was very just unthreatening. He was a bad villain. He didn't look the part. He didn't sound the part. He didn't have any grandiose. He didn't have any just presentation. Nothing. It was... Ugh. Favorite Disney prince, I would say, is Flynn Rider, a.k.a. Eugene from Tangled. Disney princess, I'm stuck between Rapunzel from Tangled, or the girl from Brave, or Elsa. Like, I'm kind of like, I'm all over the map. I don't really have, like, necessarily a favorite princess, but I've got princesses that I like more than others, and there's a trend of, you know, the real fighty ones. I think for the Disney villain, I'm going to have to say Jafar from the animated, like the original animated Lion King, because Jeremy Irons, phenomenal voice actor, really brought that character to life, and I just love how he just chews the scenery. Like, he really gets that big grandiose kind of thing going on, has minions, the whole thing. Like, I mean, yeah, it didn't work out for him in the end, but it's still just, like, great character. My gosh. Hail and well met once more. So I remember you mentioning doing another 24-hour stream in the future, and it gave me an idea, or to be more accurate, remembering another setup. Another YouTuber slash Let's Player I watch had a 24-hour stream about, I want to say, a couple years back. He had himself stream for a few hours, then one of his friends took over with a different game for a few hours, and so on and so forth. In order to avoid burnout on yourself slash audience in the game that you are playing, why not try the same thing, depending on who's available? Well, firstly, Palanthir, to quote a sand-hating Jedi,
"You underestimate my power!"
I have done several 24-hour streams, and I have made it all the way through without at least falling asleep, though I do start to get a little burnt by the end, and I can do it, it's fine. Like, I've got, you know, loads of people that come in and support me, I've got lots of water, lots of food, I can get through it, it's fine. Like, it doesn't burn me out as much as I just need to find a game that we can do for 24 hours and people that can sort of come in and play and then leave when they need to, and the whole thing, right? Like, whoever can join us can, and whoever can't, and that's just how that goes down. But, I mean, it is a system that I've thought of before as, like, maybe doing a charity thing, is having other people like Spooty Poots or even maybe Ninja with a Soul Patch, like, do collaborative streams with us that we sort of leapfrog one person to the other on a singular platform. But, I mean, that would mean that those people would need to join me into a singular channel, which I don't think we're going to be doing, so. Nice trap, Doc. You knew I would find that party as soon as you posted about it. Took me a while to get out. I'm glad you had fun, but why take a blood sample from me? Catman wrote you'd be surprised how much you can learn from a person based on their genealogy. And that is all the time that we have for today, so... Thank you, everybody, for coming out so much, for posting your questions, and for being here, watching the video, being awesome. If you haven't yet, consider hitting that subscribe button, ringing that little billy bell, because YouTube is ridiculous, and apparently if you don't do all of those things, then you don't get notified whenever new videos post up. Personally, I just go to YouTube every afternoon, and my bookmark is my subscriptions tab. So whenever I click the thing on to go watch YouTube videos, it's just all of my subscribed channels and all the videos that they've posted, and it pops up just fine. But you do you, man! You have yourself a good time. Thank you so much for coming on out and watching this. If you have any more questions that you'd like answered, please leave them in the comments section down below. If you guys want to tell us who your favorite Disney prince, Disney princess, and Disney villain were, leave them in the comments down below as well. And until next time, my bravest citizen, I'm Toronto's greatest supervillain and evil genius, Dr. Terawatt. This is our Layer 3.1, and I will see you next week on the Warfront. End of line.